Okay, so we have Count Chocula versus Captain Crunch right now, so far.
And we have a new challenger approaches. Lucky, the Lucky Charms leprechaun. So I know, at first glance, this seems like he's not going to really hold up to a pirate with a ship and a vampire.
A naval captain, not a pirate. Jean Lafoot is the fucking pirate fan.
Excuse me. But I actually have here... So sort of the main power of Lucky is marshmallow magic. And conveniently, I have here a press release from June 9th, 2008, directly from General Mills, entitled, and this sort of is where I sort of source the main part of his powers, is from this press release. The title is, Lucky announces the power to control time with new Marshmallow Charm and Lucky Charm cereal.
Oh my.
What?
And in this, it lays out the official marshmallow powers of Lucky. So these are all based off of the sort of standard marshmallows in the cereal. So hearts give the power to bring things to life. In one commercial, he brought a forest to life as like Ents. The shooting stars give the power to fly. Horseshoes give the power to speed things up. So at one point he used them to like run really fast. Green clovers, the power they give is just luck, but you never know what kind of luck you will get, which is kind of just a catch-all for like bad luck genie wishes, I guess. Blue moons give the power of invisibility. Rainbows give instantaneous travel from place to place. Balloons give the power to make things float. Now this one sounds pretty lame.
No, this one's gonna be good. I think this one's gonna be good.
It actually, there's a commercial where he basically just attaches these large red balloons to a chunk of the ground and ripped the entire chunk of the ground out and flew off on it. So it's pretty strong. And then the one that was added in this press release, the hourglass, gives the power to control time. As in, stop time, reverse time, travel through time.
Lucky might be a little OP.
Lucky might be a little
Lucky's
OP.
like the DLC guy that they didn't quite balance, but they wanted to make him good so people would buy it.
Right, yeah. There's also been some other like limited time marshmallows that I don't always know like the powers they give, but we can sort of, extrapolate a little bit. A couple we do know. Pots of gold. He once made a pot of gold with one and then got stuck in it and careened down a mountain. So that's not maybe the most useful. He also once used them to just make really bright light. Like, it's not like there was something else that was happening, I understand. He literally says, pot of gold, like, make bright light. Like, that, he says that in the commercial. So I guess that does that. I don't know.
Powers! Just put it on the list.
There was a skeleton key one. There was like a marshmallow that looked like a door, and then when you put it in milk, the door part melted away and there was a key left. There was a whale. So, something with whales. Unfortunate for Marcus, there were hats.
Wait, what?
He can control hats?
He can apparently do something with hats, maybe? I don't know. There are hat marshmallows.
Well, Ben, just a second you try. It's not my hat. It's now a fishing pole.
There was a series of around the world ones with like the pyramids and Eiffel Tower and Golden Gate Bridge and the Alps. There are a bunch of like holiday related ones. There were race cars. There were crystal balls. And then there was a spooky one that had, because apparently everyone can control ghosts, cauldron, spell books, and sort of unfortunate for Chris, bats. So once again, don't know exactly what these are entailing, but there at least is some sway there as well, probably.
But I'm not a bat, I'm a vampire.
But you can turn into a bat.
Getcha.
A couple other powers that came up. Once he put a star-shaped hole through the moon. I want to be perfectly clear when I say this. I don't mean he made a star-shaped crater in the moon. I mean there was a hole in the shape of a star that you could see space on the other side of the moon through.
That seems problematic for the Earth.
Is he like a Super Saiyan?
I don't know. Well, we're gonna get to this.
Yeah, can we go back from like Boo Saga Lucky and go back to like Raditz Saga Lucky?
well, I'm gonna get to that. So he also apparently has the ability to make illusion copies of himself by throwing down the clover, where he can like throw it down and make like an illusionary double that disappears when it gets touched, but he can like, that one can throw down and make a double as well, so he can just make like a bunch of doubles and disguise which one he is. I mean, he can also turn invisible, so that one's not super relevant, but he can do it. Similarly, there was a time where he flew through a rainbow and made a version of himself for every color of the rainbow. And unlike the illusions, those ones seem to be able to interact with things. So I guess there's like 7 of him. He once summoned a pair of magic hands that could apparently use all of his same magic, but it also then like, he was using it to like grow the marshmallows, and the marshmallows got too big and like blew up the house he was in.
So he's clumsy.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
so he's gonna fuck himself over, and we're
So
gonna have to jump.
he has all these powers, but he doesn't necessarily use them to his advantage.
There are definitely some cons I will get to. He once turned, and this one's kind of weird, he once turned a frog into a spaceship.
As you do, as one does.
As you do. He also just once, out of nothing, made a rocket and flew to Mars, and he sort of survived on Mars without any sort of consequence, and then fed Martians Lucky Charms. I don't know, but he can go to space. I don't know, man. But yeah, there are some cons. So he definitely seems a little dumb/clumsy. In early commercials, particularly, he spent a lot of time just like the kids were coming up and he would just like make a bike or like a hang glider, and that was kind of it. So I don't think he really understands the scale of his powers necessarily.
Yeah, funnily, the Wikipedia article for Captain Crunch claims, based on crunchfacts.com, that Captain Crunch has a perfect IQ of 200. Now, I was like, what the fuck is like Quaker Oats just blasting random nonsense out there and making it canon? Like, is the joke of Captain Crunch that he's like ridiculously awesome, which was my hope. But no, it was like actually looking into it was basically kind of like a trollish website where they just like did all over exaggerated stuff, but it was not Quaker Oats, so I didn't count it as canon. And the way they arrived at the conclusion he had a 200 IQ was that Captain Crunch is a timeless being, and somewhere in the IQ equation, age is like at the top or the bottom of like a fraction.
So it technically
and
goes to
therefore
infinite.
makes his IQ infinite. And then they just said, for simplicity, we'll use the top end of the scale.
So that applies to all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Except Lucky, because obviously he's an idiot.
Right. Well, also,
Yeah.
a thing with Lucky, he does frequently get captured or like barely get away from children. So I feel like, I mean,
And Marcus has children.
I have children,
this is
Ben.
true. They're clearly his greatest nemesis. So that's kind of what. So Lucky is kind of infinite cosmic power. Maybe not all the way there on the best ways to use it.